I've had quite a few views on my other video about these Quanum FPV goggles that are about £20 from HobbyKing. Now these are just goggles, and all they have coming out the side are the 3 connections for power, video and audio. And what a couple of people have been asking about through that video is how you would convert these to be goggles that were standalone, that you wouldn't have to slave to another set of goggles or something else. So I wanted to put this little video together just to talk about the things that you're going to need to do that. So let's just move these to the side for the moment. The first thing we're going to need is some kind of receiver. This is actually an Immersion RC Uno 5800. It is connected at the moment to a dipole antenna, but I wouldn't use it with that. It's just I never like leaving the kit without anything attached. It's too easy then to power it up and damage the transmission circuitry. But at the back, this is going to need power, and it's going to give us a couple of outs. Now the cable that comes with it is this one that comes in the kit. I'm going to chase this through and actually create a custom little cable, because what I'm going to do is actually stick that with Velcro to the side, and then, whoops, bear with me, make sure if I put the cables through like that, and then the strap can help with strain relief, they can connect simply at the bottom. And then also I've got another little bit of Velcro for the 3S battery, and I'll also make up another little cable that will connect the battery to power at the side. And then hopefully we shall have standalone goggles. Pretty heavy, pretty bulky, but you know what? It will actually do the job. So let me go away, get the soldering iron out and start making some cables up. We'll come back, I'll show you what I've done, and I'll also show you the pinouts for this cable for this Immersion RC receiver. So if it's something that you want to copy and do yourself, you can. And here's the finished article. Definitely not the prettiest things in the world, and thank you to my other subscriber who nicknamed these benders. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I suggest you go and watch some Futurama Chumpettes. And there is the transmission from the screen I've got, and the camera looking out the back garden. So here on the side I've actually mounted the receiver and also the little battery that's powering both the receiver and also the glasses themselves. So let me just break this down and you can see exactly what I've done to make this work. So the 2 pieces we've had to make up for this. The first is a cable that will take the output from the receiver into something that we can plug directly into one of the 3 leads that come out of the side of the goggles, namely white for the audio and yellow for the video. I've made up this little cable here. I'll put a diagram on the screen now to show you how I've done that. I chased all the bits and pieces from the Fat Shark cable to figure it out. So the tip of the connector goes to the white, which is the left-hand audio channel. The second one along goes to red, which is the right-hand audio channel, and that's the one that actually the telemetry comes down on if you're using something like the Easy OSD. So you don't want to connect the right channel to these goggles because they're just going to make a lot of noise. Third along is the connection to yellow. That's the video out. That's the one we need to connect to the yellow plug in the goggles. And finally the common ground at the bottom of that stack. So that's what I've actually done here. I've just connected the 2 up. I've butchered this end and put 2 RCA cables here. So what happens now is, to put this together, I plug this into the goggles and then into the outputs of the transmitter. Second thing we need to do is obviously power both the goggles and the bits and pieces itself. Now in the other video I showed you the balance tap that I was using to power the goggles. I've actually made a much smaller cable. I've clipped the end off. The reason I've just put that red band on it is to remind me that's the one that goes into the red power connector. So that's the goggle power. That goes into the balance tap of the battery. And then on the other side, for these Immersion RC receivers, what you actually need is a DC power plug, 2.1mm internal diameter by 5.5mm. That's what that is. Popped a Dean's connector on the other end, and that then powers the transmitter. So that goes into the transmitter, well, the receiver, beg your pardon. That goes into the power for the goggles, and voila, we have life. And what I've done here is on the side, I've actually popped two little bits of Velcro so I can mount both of them on the side, so I can keep them all neat with a little bit of Velcro to actually wrap around them to keep them all neat together. So hopefully for those of you that were looking at how you make this a standalone set of FPV goggles, that answers the question. Pretty straightforward. Hopefully the trace out of the Immersion RC receiver cable is worthwhile to you, those that are looking to do it. Any comments or questions, please comment and subscribe, and happy flying.